Welcome back, sports fans, for another episode of The Fan in the End. I'm your host, as always, Steven Rychel. Big man to the right of me, Mr. Ben Troupe, and back on us with us this morning, Mr. Marvin Powell III. Marvin on the mic. How you feeling, my friend?
Fortunate, blessed, man. It's all good. Happy to be back with you guys.
Always a pleasure when we got the Three Stooges on here with us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's get right into it. And as always, as every episode here on the South Florida Tribune, this episode is brought to you by White Wax. White Wax is the premium skincare product for active members of all lifestyles. Helps treat cuts, swelling, scrapes, and abrasions, rejuvenates and restores stress skin. Customers is used for soreness, stiffness, and recovery. Designed for athletes of all active lifestyle. Benefits include the ultra silky, non-greasy feel, deep hydration for everyday skincare. Helps fight dry skin. Customers have used for eczema, psoriasis, and other skin disorders. When you head over to the website and use that code, use code SFC15FW, save 15% on your order. Let's get to it, my friends. A lot to kind of digest over this last week, and even more since Marvin wasn't with us last week. Remember what we talked about when you were last on here, right? LeBron James is just putting on a show, right? So obviously the relationship with the Lakers is over, and from what all intents and purposes, it looks like it's down to the two, maybe three teams that he's potentially going. He's not going back to Cleveland. What are your thoughts? Where do you think he fits best right now with the either the Heat, the Golden State Warriors, or the Philadelphia 76ers?
Where does he fit? I think a guy who plays at that level and can do so many things on the court, even at this age, even at this point in his career, he fits anywhere. He can shoot. He can take it to the hole. You know what I'm saying? He has an inside game, outside game. He's great at facilitating. When he wants to, he can play defense. You know what I mean? So, and he just has experience, and he fits anywhere. Now, I like the Heat for him because with Bam and with Giannis, he ain't got to do too much down low work, because I don't think he likes working down there, even though he does it when he has to and does it well. You know what I mean? I think he wants to, play on the other side of the 3-point line for the most part. I think, Cleveland is the fantasy. It's the storybook ending. You know what I'm saying? You started in Cleveland, left with drama, came back, won a championship, left, and they liked it. They applauded you as you left. It's all good. Now you go back just to end the chapter, end the story. You know what I mean? And they got good young pieces over there to really make a run. But I think the most intriguing spot that basketball fans, sports fans, sports fantasy lovers want to see is LeBron and Steph go out there and get it done for 82 games, man. I think, it's going to be a team full of old men, but these guys are elite. And, I think go to the Golden State Warriors where, most people want to see him go. I think it makes sense for him to go there. I think there's a relationship with Kerr, Steph. I don't think there's an ego thing. I think, this is Steph's team, but LeBron is LeBron, and everybody in the building up in Golden State going to welcome him in the building. So I would have to say the Warriors for me makes sense. And then you think about, he loves the West Coast. His family's in L.A. They talk about it's a 45-minute plane ride. I mean, he could go home every night if that's really what he's trying to do. So yeah, man, I'd have to go with the Golden State Warriors as being the top destination for LeBron James for so many reasons. And he's not going to get a huge bag. People talk about them California taxes. He ain't got to worry about that. He ain't getting much. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my move for LeBron. Go out there with Steph, get you a ring.
What about you, Ben? We talked about it a little bit last week. When the announcement came out, we've seen all the comments, and we'll get into some of the nonsense that's being said about it. Where if you're If you're Rich Paul, if you're in LeBron's camp, where are you pushing him towards? Are you pushing him to Miami? Are you pushing him to Golden State? Are you pushing him to Philly? Are you pushing where do you think he fits in best to, as Marvin just said, just write that storybook ending, write that final, final or finals farewells.
Since this might be LeBron's, last time in free agency, I think he treated like a 5-star recruit. I think he goes to all these cities, let him wine him and dine him. I think he knows where he wants to go. LeBron's been in the NBA way too long, and I know he wants to go. I think what Marv said about Golden State makes a lot of sense. I like what he said. I didn't even think about that when you talk about Bam and Giannis. Like, it's the first time he could just play forward. Like, I can bring the ball up the court, but I don't have to play down low. But to me, storybook ending, as far as like storybook, Cleveland did that already. Miami did that already. LA did that already. Golden State is already a dynasty. Philadelphia, listen. Jaylen Brown going to the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid already having I'm just thinking about how, and I could be wrong. I'm just thinking about how much we miss Kobe Bryant and how much Kobe was an LA Laker he's a lifer. Philadelphia has been starving for, for a chip with the 76ers for, my entire lifetime. And I'm talking about, it wasn't around for Dr. J. You talk about Chuck. You talk about, AI and so on and so forth. I think for LeBron, I think it comes down to two. I think it's either Golden State or I think it's Philly. Golden State because of the respect factor. Because, Steph and LeBron, Draymond, it could get scary with that. But the thing about it is with LeBron, the one thing LeBron has on his resume that most players do now, he has a chip everywhere he's been. Everywhere he's been, he's got a chip. You don't gotta like it, but he has. Cleveland got a chip. Miami, the last time they went to the championship, who they lost to? Oh, that would be the Lakers. That's who they lost to get their chip when he left. And obviously, what he did when he was in LA. I like Golden State because of the respect factor, but there is something about Philly and Jaylen. Jaylen Brown is pissed. Jaylen Brown does not like the fact. He don't like the fact that, number one, you was going to trade. Now, if they would have traded him straight up for Giannis, I could understand that. You're trading a MVP in the finals for an MVP in the finals. But you would think Jaylen Brown just can't play basketball the way people are like, dude, wait a minute now. He ain't Tatum, but a lot of people, but most people aren't Tatum. But Jaylen Brown is saying, all right, I'm going to go where I'm wanted, not where I'm tolerated. If LeBron goes to Philly and they win a chip in Philly, he going to mic drop. That's it. And the only reason why I say Philly and not New York, now if New York loses in the finals, I think he goes to New York. But they won. So that kind of has already run its course. I think a place like Philly is intriguing, but something you said, Marv, I didn't think about it. LeBron is a family man through and through. And I heard what Chris Paul used to say about how much he was away from his family. That stuff don't make it seem the same. And basketball is way different than football. Them guys on the road, half the year once the season starts. So I think it comes down to Golden State or Philly. If it's the respect thing, it's Golden State. But if it's just, hey man, I want to do what hasn't been done, he goes to Philly. And I don't think he makes the wrong decision either way. It's just, I'm gonna keep saying this. Got drafted in 2003. When he had a flip phone, wasn't no smartphones, wasn't no iPhones, wasn't no tablets, wasn't no. He got drafted when there was CDs and DVDs. Then it was MP3s. Now when they got rid of all that, now we got streaming. Right? He done survived Dre beats. Dre beats now come and go. And I know they still sell them. LeBron has been around for Sidekicks, Boost Mobile, Cricket. You know what I'm saying? And he's still. So when people talk about staying power, I don't want to hear about no other body. And I get it. You got the Messis and you got the Ronaldos. LeBron is the greatest 40-something-year-old athlete you will ever see. And I respect you, Tom. I respect what Tom Brady.
No, I think if you look at that, when you say what you just said, Tom Brady is in the same conversation as LeBron.
But here's the thing, right? The world is still. This is the decision part too. They just ain't doing it with this. They're waiting. People are waiting. And here's the thing: it's something you said, Marv. He fits anywhere. There are teams that ain't even in his top 10, they saying, please. I remember when LeBron was getting ready to go to LA. This is so crazy. And Bronny was getting ready to get drafted. Everybody was like, oh, LeBron's coming to the Hawks and Bronny. And mind you, I know it's a lie. But I like fake news like other people do. I'm like, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute. Marv, I don't know how many games you've seen the Hawks play. I ain't seen that many. If LeBron is a Hawk, I'm in the building. I'm sorry. I'm in the building for no. Listen, my Hawk jersey is brand new out the pack. That Dominique Wilkins is fresh. I don't care. I'm there to watch it. I've never seen a player that draws this much attention like LeBron because he's got that Dallas Cowboy effect. You either love him or you hate him, but you got to watch him. You got to see what he's doing. And the only reason why LeBron didn't make an All-NBA team in 2025 is because he didn't play in 65 games. He would have made an All-NBA team in this year. So I think it comes down to Golden State and Philly, and I don't think he can make a wrong decision either way. But I will say this. If he goes to Golden State, it's going to get ugly. Because Steph been listening to what people been saying about him. Draymond got a podcast, so he can talk about what they say about him.
Technically, Draymond Green is a free agent. Is he not? Did he not opt out?
He opt out. He want to get a couple more dollars. He want to get a couple more bucks. And like I said, and I know Austin Reeves is saying all the right things. Him and Luka and those guys, LA. LeBron deciding to go somewhere, everybody options open. I don't care what team it is. Everybody is saying, dude, you think we can help him? Yeah, LeBron? I mean, LeBron is still more recognizable than most stars in the NBA. Most of these players don't even know it. If we're being honest, you don't even know who they are anymore. LeBron is not that. So I'm looking forward to see where he goes because LeBron has did a lot of things. He has not cheated the game. He is not. That dude has did it the right way. LeBron is the best. Married his high school sweetheart. Right? Without a dad. Come on, man. Why are we so mad at LeBron? Because he don't got to go into the booth when he get done playing and he could just he might start doing he already done movies. He's already doing movies and TV shows. So shout out to Brian. Like I say, for one off season, I thought that the Hawks were going to be relevant again. They weren't. The Hawks drafted Luka, traded Luka in the same draft for Trae Young, and they traded Trae Young. That's the kind of decisions we do in Atlanta. Add Luka, traded him for Trae Young, then we traded Trae Young. So I'm looking forward to see where he goes. LeBron, enjoy yourself this offseason. You decide when you want to decide. He will be there for training camp, and he either gonna be in San Francisco or he gonna be in Philly. And
I'll say it like this. I'll say it like this, and I'm not going to sit there. I don't have a horse in this race. If he comes to Philly, that's great. If he goes to Golden State, that's great. I think if you're really looking at it, Philly might be a better option. Just as a simple fact, if you look at it, they got a big five, not a big three. They got a big five, and that's also depending on things that we've already debated on here. If Joel Embiid can stay healthy, right? So, which we know is about as likely of us having millions of dollars rain on us from the sky, right? But it's something that Ben was kind of alluding to. That would if he does that, regardless if it's Philly or Golden State, he would be a player that has won championships on each of the four teams that he's gone to. No one's done that.
And finals, don't forget, and finals MVP for all of them. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if he did do it, if he did bring a championship. But one of the things we were talking about last week that were possibilities is, if he comes to Philly, that fan base is so rabid that they might be the voice that helps kind of push him into that real debate on having him potentially pass a Michael Jordan, which he may say that he's not chasing rings, and I don't care if he's chasing rings or not. How he decides to end his career is how he ends his career, but he'll be an you talk about this all the time. We don't got to buy a drink in that city, right? He'd never have to buy a drink as much as this is a football town, it's just as much as a basketball town too. So what I don't like of what I'm seeing is all these figureheads going out there. Paul Pierce, if it goes to Philly, take him out of the GOAT debate. What? Then you got Charles Barkley talking about ring chasing, where Shannon Sharpe was dead right on it. Like you went to Houston, Charles, you were ring chasing too. I don't care what any one of these players doing; they're all ring chasing, and that's not necessarily anything wrong with it.
No,
that's what competitors do. They chase
champions.
champions.
What would Paul Pierce know about GOAT debates? Like, what is he? Does he talk about the same Paul Pierce and think he better than Dwayne Wade? That Paul Pierce. See, you know the thing about LeBron, though. You know the thing about it is, though, right? People say takes him out of the debate, takes him out of the debate. LeBron didn't start this, by the way. He never said, "Hey man, I'm gonna go." People started talking about it because once again we thought that nobody would ever even be in the same stratosphere as Jordan. Oh man, he is untouchable. There are two guys. Well, to me, there are three guys that you got to mention when you talk other than Jordan. When you talk about the GOAT debate, that would be LeBron, that would be Kobe, and that would be Kareem. You got to talk about them dudes, and for different reasons, right? I think Kareem is the greatest basketball player ever. Look at high school, look at college, look at pro, right? Kobe Bean Bryant. Let's be honest. We are from the West Coast. That dude I know Magic. I get it. That dude made you watch him. Kobe, like this dude. What's this dude, right? And ask people what Mamba mentality means. You're gonna get 1,000 different, but to them, this is what it means to me because of Kobe. And like I say, LeBron, and when you start talking about these guys and what they meant to the game, LeBron has played against all these, and he didn't play against Charles Barkley. Remember what he did? Remember he broke up the Big Three in Cleveland. In Boston, he broke that up. They beat him, and then he came back and broke it up. They don't like that. He's the reason why Paul Pierce and KG got sent off to Brooklyn. That would be because of LeBron. The reason why KD ended up in Golden State was because of LeBron, because he beat them. All I'm saying is he might not be. It's your preference, right? Look, Mike is considered the GOAT because he never lost in the finals. And people say, well, what about the scoring titles? You don't think LeBron can lead the league in scoring if he wanted to? He got the most points all time. I don't know. I don't. The same love that Kobe Bryant got is the same hate that LeBron gets. I do not understand it. I don't get it. But Steven, it ain't gonna take you long. It ain't gonna take you if he come to Philly. It ain't gonna take long, Steven. You're gonna be like, that's what you get to.
He wouldn't have to be the guy here in Philadelphia. He has Tyrese Maxey, who is under the same management as him, and they're very close. He respects Tyrese very much so. Doesn't mean that he doesn't respect other guys too, that are on his destinations. But I just think Philly's a little bit more alluring because of the fact they haven't won a championship since '82. Because of the fact that it's a huge market. Not as big as LA or New York or something like that. But when you talk about big market teams, Philly's always in the top 5. And as far as viewership goes, we already talked about it. This playoff run that both hockey and basketball, Philly had 3 of the top 5 viewed postseason games out of the 2 big sports. They had 3 of them that were the most viewed, right? So we already talked about it. You need New York, you need Boston, you need LA, you need these Midwest teams. I don't ever think that LeBron would head to one of the Midwest teams, but I wouldn't put it past him to go to a destination like Philly, like Miami, with what Marvin had already said. Like being close to family is something that means a lot to him, and I think that's one thing that I think all of us, as sports media personalities, analysts, whatever, are kind of taking out of it and not really considering. So I think even though they're not saying anything that Golden State is the front runner, I keep hearing that Philly is. I don't think we are. I think we are one of the top choices. I don't think we're the front runners. We'll see how that all plays out. The rumor is that sometime either this week or beginning of next week, it's going to be made. So as Ben said, this is the decision part 2.
Yeah,
we'll get to see where LeBron's gonna sing his swan song, and I think the whole world's gonna be watching. I really don't care. You love him, you hate him, you're indifferent, whatever. He brings eyes to whatever he lends himself to. So as we're debating over LeBron and all that, there are still a bunch of free agents that are out there. Obviously, I was talking about Draymond Green. We just seen DeMar DeRozan get added to this list over the past few weeks. Is there anybody else out there that you feel that is going to make an impact on some of these franchises right now? I think it's basically just LeBron, Draymond, and DeMar DeRozan are kind of your stars that are left on that free agent list. Let's start off with Marvin on this one.
No, I don't. I think this is all about LeBron in free agency this year. But going back to the Paul Pierce comment about LeBron, listen, the fact is this: a lot of these dudes, players, fans, media, are genuinely jealous of LeBron. And you have to look at it like this in regards to, Paul saying that he's no longer in the MJ GOAT conversation if he leaves. People hate the fact that LeBron came into the league with so much noise and exceeded expectations. People hate the fact that he was, the first, megastar, if you will, certain level star to take advantage of free agency and be successful everywhere he went. You know what I'm saying? People are jealous of the fact that this dude, was a self-proclaimed king and went out there and won and took Kareem's scoring title that has sat there for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? The jealousy of LeBron James, the LeBron James fatigue factor is a very real thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And, for Paul to say that it takes him out the GOAT conversation, I think when you consider the era that LeBron's in, which is the free agency era, Mike didn't play in it. Free agency, it wasn't like that in the NBA in the 80s and the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
How like it is today, yeah.
It's a completely different game. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is a businessman who has capitalized on the opportunities presented in today's game, and people hate him for that. They're jealous of him, and they're jealous because of his success. In these spots, regardless of how you put it. If he goes to a fourth team and wins a championship. Oh my God!
I already said that puts him in a rare conversation. No one
think they hate now. Oh my God! You know what I'm saying? Like it's really wild, man. I mean, Paul Pierce and these boys, they need to sit down. It's a shame. And when you see LeBron, you're seeing something that we've never seen. You know what I'm saying? Like he's changing the standard of expectations for players in free agency who go from team to team. Now, because of LeBron, they're going to expect you, you're going to go there, you're going to win a chip, you know what I'm saying? Or you just going for the bag. LeBron went to them spots, got the bag, and got them a chip. You know what I'm saying? He's raised the bar of what this thing really is. He ain't just going somewhere chasing the bag like most people do. He's bringing production and results at the highest level in the form of a championship. We had never seen this before. So the hate and the jealousy, the LeBron fatigue is all a real thing, man. It's real. And it is wild to me. Steve, there's nobody on that list that you just put up that.
And that's what I was saying. Like, I think Bradley Beal was the only other name that caught my attention. Other than that, I was just like, whatever.
To Ben's point earlier, half them dudes I was looking at their faces. I didn't even know who they was. I knew that. That's why I was looking down. I'm being honest with you.
T. Stiebel was on there. One of those.
I saw Bill. I knew Bill, Dre, Bron. Them other dudes, I'm squinting and looking like you if y'all saw. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
that's what I'm saying. Look. I mean, DeMar DeRozan maybe. I know he still got some games left in him.
On there. He a Trojan. I didn't see him on there.
Yeah,
he wasn't on there. I mentioned him because he's recently over the past 5 days or so became a free agent. So,
but yeah, I mean, isn't that crazy though? We talking about current stars. And if they can put their name next to their face next to their name, like, who we play?
Well, it's a real problem because even the UFC production team had a faux pas over the weekend. They had the boxer Shakur. They thought he was a basketball player. Dana White was destroying his production team after the the fight this weekend. So
I'm telling you, when we start talking about, and here's the thing, right? LeBron James is a superstar, a mega star. A lot of guys, no matter what sport they play, MLB, NFL, NBA, you are a professional, you a pro. But when you get to talking about mega stars, this is the easy way to do it. If Saquon Barkley, right, was walking around Philly, he's gonna draw a crowd now. That's Saquon Barkley, right? What happened if LeBron walk around? They're gonna, hey bro, you got to go. You got to go home.
Shut streets down.
And that's all. What I'm saying is, if you can do regular stuff, you're a good player. You can even be a star. You know, Patrick Mahomes probably can't walk around Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? They might, but they respecting the fact. Like, you know, I'm just saying, when the last time somebody say, yeah, man, I was in Trader Joe's, I seen LeBron. Never. That's never. Not because he can't. He can't do it. So when I like what you said too, you know, Marv, players especially, you would think the hate will be coming from analysts, you know, broadcaster. What's
coming from his
coming
brothers?
From former players.
It's coming from his brothers.
Because here's the thing, right? Isn't Paul Pierce from LA?
Yeah, Crenshaw High School.
So don't like the fact that LeBron get more love in LA than you did. Draymond already tell you ain't Kobe. Like you know these things. It doesn't mean you ain't the truth. Listen, Paul Pierce, one of the greatest Celtics ever. You know, I'm not taking that away. But you kind of show, once again, and Paul, just in case you didn't know, you didn't hear this episode, I just came from the doctor, took my blood. Ain't no hate in there. They took it. He said, hey, man, just came back next. So ain't no, but let me say this. If I can't keep it a buck about really, really good players, I'm a hater. I can dislike them, but when somebody say, hey, man, you know, I went to the University of Florida. I don't like the University of Georgia, but I respect them. I respect the play. And with Paul, he can't let the fact that you got your chance against Bron. What did he do to y'all? And this prime Bron now. This dunk on the whole team, Bron. So I'm never going to respect players that don't tell the truth. If you can look at Paul Pierce, who better, you or D-Wade? Me. All right, it show's over. Come on, man. We talking about the top 5 guard of all time, probably. And what D-Wade did, who won 3 chips, won a chip, and an MVP before LeBron got there. He got Shaq his 4. Listen to the listeners. Listen, Marvin Powell for Hall of Fame. Really gets in there. Like we don't, because at the end of the day, if I got in the fight and the only person say I won is me, I lost. If the people around me, hey, bro, that ain't what I saw. That dude was. Now you hit him, and then I think with Paul Pierce, he has a reality problem, and Chuck got a reality problem because here's the thing: LeBron doesn't ring chase; he ring catches. No, he catches it. He done caught him everywhere he been, right? And that's what they know. Hey, bro, if he go to Philly, that kills my whole legacy, doesn't it, Chuck? If he goes there and wins,
if he goes there and wins one in a year or two, no one's talking about Charles Barkley ever again.
You see the little baby statues they give the Philadelphia greats, like they're gonna have to give him a big one, a life size. I'm just saying.
You're talking about the ones outside the practice facility. I know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, I love AI. And I don't know if you ever going to have a player that has the impact that AI had when you talk about, like, being yourself, dress code. LeBron goes, how many statues is that? He already got 3. Well, that's going to be a 4th. And what's going to happen when you got 4 different fan bases saying you the
We
GOAT?
gave Nick Foles a statue. You don't think we would give LeBron James a statue?
And listen. And all I'm saying is, in fact, LeBron's 41, he'll be 42 at the end of this year, and he wins another one, and he wins the MVP. You know who should have to interview him? Stephen A. What's up? Let's talk. Let's sit down, baby.
Eddie Prather's in the
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
It is going to be crazy, but we were talking about this hate, and it makes me think of what we just seen what happened with Caitlin Clark, right? All-Star voting came out. She was voted 4th, right? You go look at the players. She's voted 11th. And even one of her staunch detractors over the past few years, Candace Parker was like, if you're going to sit down and put Caitlin Clark as the 11th best guard, y'all need to go to a therapist and figure out what childhood issues you have. I can't disagree with that because there's nowhere on this planet that she's not at least a top 5 guard in the WNBA, right? And I'm not sitting there saying she's the best. She is one of the faces of that league. Is she the best player in the league? Absolutely not. She's probably 5th or 6th. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that as the players go and you're voting her outside of the top 10, Candace Parker's right. Y'all need to go see a therapist. I'm going to start off with Marvin on this one.
Well, again, let me go back to one of Ben's comments. Ben, one thing that I will say that's relevant, and I think about it every single time I hear this man's name, the hardest nickname in sports for an athlete is Paul Pierce's The Truth.
Give it to him by Shaq.
It don't get no better than that.
Because I don't want Paul Pierce fans. I love Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce had that. Paul Pierce had that medium. He wasn't fast, but he'll get you with that little head nod. Listen, love Paul
I can go back in time. I'd take that nickname. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, I mean, listen, the truth.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't get no harder than that, bro.
It don't.
But Paul Pierce is out of his mind, and he's hating on this dude, and I hate it. Steve, Caitlin Clark, top 5 guard in the WNBA. So I'm going to admit, okay, I didn't start watching. I mean, I watched elite level college basketball. So when women's basketball went to the Final Four championship, I would watch that. Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't watching the first round. I wasn't watching the regular season unless it's USC. I'm keeping it in the buck. ESPN turned me out to college basketball with the whole Caitlin Clark movement. Okay, they did. And I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I think people hate on that girl at a level that we ain't never seen. All right. I think Caitlin knows what it's like to be a black athlete and just be hated on because of your skin color. I believe that. Listen, is she a top 5 guard? Probably. I mean, maybe she's 5. Maybe she's 5, 6, 7 this. I mean, I don't know if it's a crazy argument. You know what I'm saying? One thing I tell you like this, regardless of skin tone, I don't know that we've ever seen someone shoot the ball like this girl shoots the ball, at least what she did in college. And that's what got me turned up and got me into this thing. You know what I mean? And I come from a program where we had Cheryl Miller, Lisa Leslie, we got Juju, Tina Thompson, and I'm forgetting somebody. But, I mean, you know, the girl's a dog out there, man. And what's happening is I think this whole thing with Caitlin Clark is going to help the race conversation and give a lot of white people perspective on what it's like to be hated on for your skin tone. Because a lot of white people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being, this is my opinion, all right? And I think from a race perspective, you see it with Caitlin. You see what it looks like, right? And you can't really deny it. So I think it's purely race-driven. People are just uncomfortable with the fact. It's like people uncomfortable with LeBron James, uncomfortable with the audacity of young people of color who want to go out there and be great. People are thrown off at this whole situation because it's an anomaly, and we've never seen it. And she's getting so much attention and so much money, and the money is a big factor in the equation because when you look at what she's doing, if the endorsements and what other girls ain't getting, it ain't the same. But she's the draw. She's the draw. Like her, love her, hate her, whatever it is, she's like Floyd. People show up just to see her win or lose. You know what I mean? She's the draw. It is what it is, man. Candace Parker is the real deal. Rookie season MVP, all that stuff. Nothing but love for her. But I do think it's probably fair to say that Caitlin is a top 5 guard in the league. I do. And maybe she's 5, 6, 7. Still makes her a top guard.
That's why I said when I heard that the players voted her 11th, I'm like, outside of the top 10? You could have voted her 8th, 9th, whatever. But when you're outside
the 11th player or the 11th guard?
It was the players voted her the 11th best guard in the WNBA when all the voting came in for the All-Stars.
Nah, I wouldn't go for that. I wouldn't. I would put her higher than that. And
I know that's what I was saying. I was like, she could. You just said it. She could be 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever.
Yeah.
Once you put her outside of that top 10, that's when you see what you were just discussing. So
hey, the hate is real. The hate
it is.
The hate is real. I don't listen. I want to hear what Ben guys say about this, but I truly look at this thing for what it is. I call it what it is. That girl is hated on for horrible reasons. I think she handles herself well for the most part. I think, you see she's probably a little pissed off and peeved at the treatment she's been getting, and you see a little bit of that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's where it's invaluable that her dad is Will Clark. It's invaluable.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. Baseball player, right?
He played for the Giants.
Back in the day.
He got in a fist fight with Ozzie Smith before. It was great.
Yeah. Well, obviously her dad, played pro ball. He's giving her the mindset. What he's telling her is leave that alone. You just go out there and ball.
Yeah, exactly.
The hate is going to hate. The hate is attached to success. It comes with success. You know what I'm saying? Yep. If you getting bands, if you getting a bag, if people love you, if people put you on a pedestal, you're going to have people who automatically hate that. That's just what it is. You know what I mean?
Say it all the time. As Americans, we love those underdog stories, those rag to riches stories. When you want to know what we love more, we love knocking stars off their perches.
We love drama, man. That's what it comes down to.
Oh yeah,
we love drama. It don't sell as high as sex sells, but we love drama, boy.
We're still talking about Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel and tells you.
It's
man. You see Diana on that cruise.
Hey, listen, you got to fix what you broke.
Jeez. Hey man, I think Marv bring up the best point though. When the WNBA was built by black women, the league was like Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops. Mm-hmm. But the face now is Aja Wilson. But the biggest brand, the one that pushes it, is Caitlin. So let's just say she is the 11th best guard. So I do not care because the fans are going to decide this, right? Mm-hmm. That means that's popularity. But she's still a hoop. Make no mistake. If she wasn't who she was, we hear more about Caitlin Clark getting hacked than when Shaq was in the NBA. Every game, something is happening, right? Every game. When you are the NFL and the NBA, they don't have a problem with who the face is. They don't have a problem with it. The players don't, the refs don't, the fans don't. The NBA they got an image problem. Your best player is Aja Wilson. She just signed $1 million contract. She got to shoot. Caitlin Clark is who everybody knows because everybody talks about it every night because somebody either hacking her or doing something. And when the players come around, and talk about her, you be saying to yourself, "Are y'all watching what we watching? Are y'all looking at what we looking at?" Because I'm not saying you're getting all this money and all this kind of stuff because of Caitlin, but you wasn't getting it before she got there. You was not even talking about $1 million contracts. And sometimes, if black women did build this game, I think Paige Buckner that came out of Connecticut, she even said this.
Yeah, she just made it.
But just because one person built it, some other person is pushing it, and it sounds like every time people come together to talk about Caitlin Clark, it's always she ain't this, she ain't that. Well, she's something. She's something. And if Angel Reese did everything she did in college and didn't have Caitlin Clark attached to her, she would still be a big time player, but it wouldn't be like this. So
Eddie's comment is great.
The WNBA, they don't talk to each other about, hey, you got to protect two people. You got to protect your star, that being Asia, and you got to protect your face. That's Kate. If you don't believe me, if people say, hey man, who's the face of the NFL? People say, oh man, Patrick Mahomes. He's still the face, even though Matthew Stafford just won the MVP. But who won the Super Bowl? Oh, Sam Darnold. Who has been the most? And the NFL has no problem with that. Not a problem. Who's the face of the NBA? If we keeping it honest, probably Wemby. If we keeping it honest, he's probably the face. 7'6", just signed the max deal, and the NBA don't got a problem with it. Who's the face of the WNBA? If we being honest, yeah.
Aja
Caitlyn is the face. Caitlyn is the face. Aja is the player.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be anything. But here's the problem: you fighting so much to get recognition, dude. I'm on the court. I don't even know who the Indiana people are. The lady who be doing all the points, she got the point meme. The little blonde lady.
Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie Cunningham. We're getting to Sophie in a minute. We're getting to Sophie.
You know, and all I'm saying is, if I'm in the, it's like this. When I was in the NFL, I was never going to be a big name like that, but I didn't care. I didn't mind talking about other players. That kind of stuff don't bother me because I'm like, yeah, man, we get to share the same field. And hopefully I can do something to make you remember me. But at the same time, when I go back to Swainsboro, Georgia, where I'm from, man, they ain't talking about Peyton Manning, baby. If they want to talk about it, we can talk about it. And I ain't got no problem. I think with the WNBA, let's just call it what it is. They're not using this much spotlight consistently. See, people talking, that's what y'all want. You want people to talk about you. You want the money to come with it. But who's the reason why? They'll go, well, I don't like that part. So you got the money, you got the fame, you got the recognition. Who helped you? Caitlyn. Who? Caitlyn. She helped you. And I'll never, okay, if we are a band, right, and Marv, you the lead singer, and Steven, you the drummer, and I play the guitar, they're gonna know the lead singer a little more than the people playing the instruments. They're gonna know you just a little more than us, right? But that's why we get solos when we play to show off a little bit, right? But when they go, Marv, as soon as I go, didn't we decide who was gonna be the lead? We say you were gonna be the lead singer, right? I said I was gonna play the guitar, you gonna play the drums. Now they're saying I don't want Caitlyn to be the lead singer. Too late. We can't flip the band now. You know what I'm saying? Are we serious? So Michael Jackson finna go back to being a part of the Jackson? No, he was already in the line. I won't ever get that, and that's why a lot of things don't sustain itself because the role players don't like their role. Why not? When I won the SEC championship in 2000, I played about as many minutes in that game as the fans. I still got that ring though. I'm still in that picture going like this. I still got Coach Spur because people go, well, wait a minute, Ben, you ain't do much. Yeah, but I was on the squad. How many players didn't contribute to the championship game, but they got their ring, baby? Y'all got to be the face and the star. No. I'd rather be like, hey man, what was Saquon like when you played with him? Oh man, what was Steve McNair like when I played with him? Eventually, I don't mind that. What if I say he was trash? I don't want to talk about him. I'm the biggest hater. MVP was trash. I will never do that only because, you know what I'm saying? It's like, where does that even come from? I'm still getting my money. I'm still getting paid to play a sport. And I got to talk about Kansas a little bit. Oh, man, she's nice, man. You don't see, I mean, she got rid of, because when you say, man, she ain't even that good, I don't really want to, you know, like, really? So and once again, we're going to say this again. Black women built the WNBA. Lisa Leslie should be the logo. If she's not, or Cheryl Swoops, that should be the logo, right? They are talking about y'all right now because you got youngest that's making it bigger. Because they weren't making money for a long time. I don't even know how much money they're making now, but they make it. So when Lisa Leslie and all them be saying, well, we wanted that, it take time, man. You think the NFL is what it is now, what it was back then? It's grown. I mean,
players go back 100 years with the NFL right now, and the price is going to be to the ground. But
guess what? Here's the thing, right? You can take every defensive player that's ever came through the NFL, you can put them in a room, and when Lawrence Taylor walk in, it's going to get quiet. That's called respect. That's called saying, what makes Lawrence Taylor to be the greatest defensive player? He was the MVP of the league, not defensive MVP. He was the MVP. Mm-hmm. So we just come from a different. Listen, we come from a different cloth. I ain't with that disrespect stuff. You ain't gonna never hear me say Tony Gonzalez was all right, and Isaac Newton was okay. That's crazy. No, they was them the goats right there. Listen. Once again, public service announcement: Marvin Powell for Hall of Fame. If you ain't saying it, you need to start saying it. And when he goes in, Marvin Powell II need to go on that stage, and then we're gonna say, take your time. Take your time, sir. Let him get it all out. Because I got to meet and know Jared Payton, Walter Payton's son. He said, Troupe, I ain't really know what I was doing when I was enshrined in my daddy. I didn't really understand the magnitude of the moment. Marv, when you get that call,
yep,
I'm gonna say, listen, man, Kleenex, go ahead and give him a sponsorship because he's gonna need it.
Yeah.
And I want you to sit up there and say, hell yeah. Pops, hey.
so
I see some of y'all
appreciate it, man.
Al Capone. I see some of Al Capone people in the crowd. I ain't scared of y'all.
Gotti, it was Gotti. Gotti's
Oh, got it. I'm sorry.
Thank
I'm
you,
yeah,
sorry.
Capone was way before that.
I'm sorry. Got it. I'm sorry. Listen, Netflix, if y'all hearing this, please throw a boatload of money at Marv. I just want to hear this story to be able to say, Daddy, who is that outside? Don't look out the window, son.
You notice you're saying Netflix and we're not
Hey,
saying
Ben, that's exactly how it was, dog. That's how
Hey,
it was.
hey, and guess what? With the type of things we've seen on Netflix, I at least want to see something like that. And then Netflix gonna say, your dad's in the Hall of Fame, right? Like, no, he's not. What you mean he's not? Yeah.
So
this the Hall of Famer. No, this is supposed to be the Hall of Fame of hell yeah. He's supposed to be there.
I got
popularity, baby.
Baseball topics, and I'm gonna move on.
Yes, sir.
The Caitlin Clark situation wasn't the only black eye that the WNBA gave himself this past week, because if you don't know that, the WNBA's, chief operating officer was supposed to sit down with Dan Patrick and flaked on him, and then when turned around and was basically like, "Oh, well, my PR said that this and that." And listen, there's a lot of people you're allowed to flake in this world, but somebody like Dan Patrick on that stage is not somebody you do this to. With all that's going on, with all the questions that people have, you sit down for Dan Patrick. And he made it clear they weren't told they couldn't ask X question, B question, this topic, that they were just given kind of like this is going to be like a State of the Union type of conversation, right? And they flake on them. Now we have athletes flake on us all the time. From things happen, life happens, whatever. But if you just gonna leave, first, you're going to do a Zoom call, then you're going to be in studio, then this happens and that happens, and then you just completely ghost them. Yeah, Dan Patrick's as well when it's right to call him out, and this is yet another way that the WNBA is harming themselves. Dan Patrick was going to do nothing but probably raise up what your guys already doing an accomplishment. And yeah, he was going to ask you probably some tough questions. That's the point of it. That's why you go on there. You either say like we don't really want to discuss this. We want to get some more information on this. But I mean that is top level idiocy when you're trying to grow your brand to unheard of levels that it's ever been. I'm gonna start off with Ben on this one. What do you think here? This is just bad move from the upper management in the WNBA.
Yeah, that's a Harper move. You're smelling yourself too much. You always talk about you need exposure. You always talking about, you're trying to push the brand. No, you're not. And here's the thing, right? Are you in a position to allow the high face? You don't think Dan Patrick know how to go about getting an interview at this point in his career? You don't think he knows a lie when he hears it? What you mean? My team, your team is who I communicated with to get the okay.
Your team answers to you.
And here's another thing, right? You don't want to answer questions, hard questions. No. I want to know where you stand, because until you answer question, I got to speak for you. And now I'm not going to speak for you in a good, in a good way. This was a bad look in a lot of ways. As a person who was been blessed enough to do a bunch of interviews, ask me whatever. Because I can control it. I cannot control the answer. I mean, the question, I can control the answer, though. You can ask me whatever, and I can control what comes out of my mouth. You are at the highest of the high. I don't remember Dan Patrick talking to many WNBA commissioners before you. I don't even remember nobody even reaching out to try to talk to you. When they finally do, you flake on them. Come on. And then, instead of just saying, I F this up, that's my fault, we're going to get this right. My people, your people, if Dan Patrick wanted to talk to me, he can get in contact with me. I ain't gave him my info. Stevie, you ain't gave me your info. Marvin, you ain't gave me. That's a lie. Dan Patrick was saying, I think I've earned the distinction of deciding who I want to sit in this seat. I can pick at this point. I picked y'all. Y'all on fire right now. I want to be able to hear it from the top. Wow. Because here's the thing, the damage control, you're going to have to do something. Because they're going to have to do something to make this right. Only because when it comes to the media, the WNBA is a bad moment away from going back to where they came from. That's not right, but they will. You'll go back to purgatory real quick if you get to doing stuff like this. Only because, I mean, Dan Patrick is a lot of things, and nobody he is not. He's not a nobody. He's not a person you could just go, I mean, Dan Patrick said something, all news outlets and sports outlets picked it up. We're talking about it on the fan and in. Hello? So I don't know what they're going to do, but you don't.
It's like you take 2 steps forwards and you just knocked yourself 5 steps backwards.
I mean, sometimes you think you're bigger than what you are because of the momentum going on, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they said that when I hope this is a rumor. They said that when Urban Meyer was the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they was getting ready to play the Rams, and he's walking around saying, "Who's number 99? Who's this darn kid?" And they was like, "I mean, are you joking with us, or do you want to know who Aaron Donald is?" No, who is? And they was like this: "You don't know who Aaron Donald is? No, bruh. Like, do you know what that does to a locker room when your head coach don't know the best defensive player in football, and he really don't know?" And they was like, "I thought he was joking." You see what I'm saying? So this is kind of one of those situations. Like, she's walking around saying, "It's just Dan Patrick." That was like, "What did you say?" "It's just Dan Patrick." Bruh, come on. Like, that's disrespectful. I'm serious. I've never met Dan Patrick, but Dan Patrick said, "Hey, man, Marv, I know your father." You know what I'm saying? Right around the same, born right around the same time. Want to do a documentary on you. Want to interview you. All right, Dan, flake on. That won't happen. You see what I'm saying? That's not gonna happen. So I don't get it, but I will tell people this: you better start listening to the right people. And the right person is the one person that don't care nothing about your position. They trying to help you keep your position. They say, "Bro, I don't want nothing from you, but you effing this up."
Yeah.
Everybody got a family member that will look you in your face and go, "Bro, you effing this up." "What you mean? Did you just flake on Dan Patrick?" They're like, "You know what it is?" "Do I know?" Do you remember when SportsCenter first started? Yeah, Dan Patrick was one of the originals on SportsCenter.
Yep.
Back when, floor model TVs, all the sports coats looked too big and baggy. You know what I'm saying? That's Dan Patrick.
Is what a point was Chris Berman, Robin Roberts.
Listen. Ask Colin Coward what it's like to F with Dan Patrick. Ask him. Don't F with me, because he tried to. So look, I'm not trying to say that mistakes aren't made. Let me not act like mistakes aren't made. But the lie, I didn't talk to my people about. Man, what? It's what the youngest say. You playing in my face. That's what you playing in my face, because you're trying to make it seem like Dan Patrick don't know what he's doing. No, ma'am, I've been in this position well before you've been in yours. And if you keep playing, I'm gonna be in this position and you're gonna be gone. You keep on playing. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but
I think just sign her exit papers, if you ask me.
They're
gonna look for some other type of management ASAP. They're like, "Yeah, no, we can't do this. No."
Look, people make mistakes. Being a part of this media world, I've been a part of this thing for a little while now.
There's some mistakes you make, and there's some you just can't.
If you are going to cancel on somebody, you give them ample time to reschedule, because it doesn't sound like she rescheduled it either. That's nothing.
No.
Man, I mean, look. I know people say, "Hey, man, y'all used to do the show on Wednesdays. Why y'all doing the show on Tuesdays?" Because of the homie. Because we worked it out. We're doing it right now. Man, I don't want to hear that, man. Hey, WNBA, y'all better stop playing, because it ain't going to take much for people to watch something else.
Right.
If you keep playing. That's all I'm saying.
Marvin, your thoughts on this absolute nonsense, brother.
Yeah, Ben hit it on the head, man. First of all, let's just keep it a buck. This is a women's league trying to carve out, a path in a male-dominated industry, you know what I mean, where viewership is male-dominated. It's not even close, all right? The WNBA has their fans. I know that, but it ain't where if they want to be successful, they're going to need male viewers. They're going to need male fans, males buying merch, and all this other stuff. They're fighting for credibility as a league still to a lot of people. I'm just being honest. In my opinion, I think they're still fighting for relevancy and just to be a stable, a staple, in the sports world. And opportunities like sitting down with Dan Patrick. Dan Patrick has a huge male audience. He has market share. You get on that show, do the interview. You're going to have new people watching the WNBA who are curious about what's going on. My overall thought about the WNBA is just that they lack. I've always just felt like from the outside, for a guy who's just really, I just look at the headlines when it comes to that, they lack leadership. They just lack a voice. They lack a presence. They need somebody in there with the presence of voice, somebody who, is known. They need extra help in carrying that torch. And, I don't know if this later, and I know they just finalized the new CBA. Players got massive increases and all that stuff. They got to pay for that. They need revenue streams, new revenue streams. They need all that. And skipping out on a Dan Patrick is just the opposite of what you need and where you're at right now. Okay, listen, baseball was king for 100 years. Baseball failed. It's made a comeback. You know what I'm saying? It's made a comeback, but you just fighting to get there. You ain't even there yet, WNBA. You know what I'm saying? So you need all hands on deck. You need all kind of participation. These opportunities with relevant interviewers and media people like Dan Patrick, you got to take advantage of that. You don't blow that off. Who are you? No. Who are you to blow this? So, real talk, you know what I mean? And right now you got a Caitlin Clark problem. You better hope that girl don't say F it and go overseas. Don't say F it and do her own thing, because she can do that. You know what I mean? So to me, this is a leadership issue. It's a vision issue. I think this is skipping out on Dan Patrick is a small link in the chain full of problems, I think, for them. And they better figure something out, man. They do, because listen, you got what's the new tennis game people play? The modified
pickleball.
You got pickleball coming up. I mean, you got a lot of things going on out there.
About to be in the
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, you trying to carve out your space, get market share. You better pick it up and do something different, because this ain't it.
Yeah. You don't do it, and as Marvin and Ben was sitting there saying, you don't do it to who you're doing it, and don't give ample time, and don't sit there and lie to their face and give them excuses. Man, if something came up, if you got tied up with some type of business type meeting or something like that, you just say like, hey, this came up. We didn't expect this to happen. Let's reschedule it for XYZ. None of that happened. When none of that happens, this is exactly what happens. You don't piss off a Dan Patrick. You don't piss off a Rich Eisen, because media-wise, they will crush you. And that is exactly what's happening. But luckily for the WNBA, they have more than a handful of budding, growing stars outside of your best player in the league. The fact that Sophie Cunningham was at the UFC messing around with Max Holloway in the ring after the fight, doing their own little thing. Sophie Cunningham's got a shoe coming out too. She's Caitlin Clark's number 2. She's basically her Bill Lambier, right? She's making sure she's taking the most out of her opportunities too. So you have potentially what could be something great. And Marvin hit it on the head. They have a leadership problem, and I think this woman just signed her walking papers, in my opinion. I may be wrong. I could not know what I'm talking about. That's fine, but you cannot continue to go along with how it's being run right now. I don't know if you bring in somebody in the ilk of a Dawn Staley or something like that. I don't know. Did you bring in some type of NBA executive to kind of help? I don't know.
Dawn Staley would be great.
That's why I said that's why I said Dawn Staley. Obviously, I'm a homer with the Philadelphia love. I'm not going to act like I'm not, but she is one of the biggest names in women's basketball that is not attached to the WNBA currently. So listen, I think that would be a move that they would have to make if it became an opportunity. But I did want to touch on one last basketball topic that I thought was noteworthy. I don't know if you guys heard that the NBA is blocking the Kawhi Leonard trade their investigation of the LA Clippers is settled. Unfortunate for Kawhi to be caught up in that situation. We talked about it when the news broke here on there, like how they were circumventing how they were paying him and things of that nature. The other thing to that, if that trade happens, that whatever punishment is being rolled down gets rolled down to the Toronto Raptors, not to the Clippers. I wouldn't have signed up for that in any way, shape, or form. It's unfortunate Kawhi stuck in the middle of it, but this is what happens when you try to cheat the game. Marvin, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this trade ain't gonna happen, y'all. I saw a report and they was breaking it down how your boy Balmer was, sending the money here. And look, they've been doing that. Number one, this ain't new. When you see something like
they
this,
just got caught doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't think this is the first time this has ever happened. This is one of the few times that we've got wind of it. But man, these owners have been for years trying to find ways to beat the cap and get and take care of dudes outside the lines. Man, the NBA between the gambling, the circumvention of the pay, man, I feel like the NBA is in trouble right now, man, because the deeper you look into it, the more there's always a new investigation dealing with the gambling. And look, and I know right now we're dealing with the Clippers and Kawhi and how he's getting paid, but the NBA, they starting to have a little bit of an issue, all right? And if you think Ballmer's the only dude in the NBA who's finding ways to pay dudes outside the lines, you crazy. He ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying? This been going on. So, but listen, at the end of the day, this is normal for major corporations. This is what they do. Mm-hmm. You look at every single NBA team as its own you saw the Seahawks itself for $9 billion, the Seahawks, right? Every one of these organizations are their own entities worth billions of dollars. They do whatever they can do to save money, keep money, avoid taxes, and all that. You know what I mean? They cheating. They trying to rewrite the rules to benefit themselves. And you just saw what you're looking at right now is the Clippers getting caught up, just getting caught in it, man. But this is the norm in corporate America, y'all. So we just haven't seen it really attached to a sports entity. For Kawhi, I hate it for him. I like the brother. I want to see that kind of storybook in. I think he has a couple years left in the tank. He can stay healthy. But this is a major letdown, man. Major letdown. It was big news he was going back. They celebrated in the streets of Toronto. Daniel threw a parade already. He didn't call his old real estate agent, hey, go ahead and start looking at houses for me. That ain't happening. Ain't none of that happening. That's it.
Yeah. Adam Silver knows that there's 0% chance he can allow a player of Kawhi Leonard's status to go to another team, and this is still open. And this is what he's really saying. What make you think Kawhi ain't gonna try this if he go to Toronto or we don't do nothing about it with the Clippers? Like you just said, Marv, this happens a lot. Sometimes, when you start talking about big time, billionaires, millionaires, these firms and different things, they saying, dude, paying my way out of these, litigations or these rules and protocols of what we've been doing. Problem is, Kawhi Leonard's not a nobody in the NBA that we could just brush under the rug. No, he's one of the faces of it. He's a big time player. Won Popovich's last championship. He was MVP over there with and then he brought a chip to Toronto. He was on a LeBron James trajectory when you talk about winning with the teams he was on. But this situation was crazy when they was talking about how he was getting his money. When this first came out, I'm like, he getting his money how? With what? And I'm surprised that it's drawn on this long. But what they're saying now is, hey, during the season, we're gonna try to continue to go to court about this thing. But now that he's trying to go somewhere else, we got to get this nipped in the bud, which means the unnamed names will get named. The people who used to be behind the scenes, you brought yourself to the forefront, and you're going to have to come to court. This ain't going to be and I get it. When you start talking about big money, changing hands and paying for this and paying for that, yes, it's going on right now. But the NBA will not have a WNBA problem. Oh, no. We're not going to have negativity hanging over our heads. And I'm sorry, Kawhi, this is no disrespect. You ain't a good enough player to be doing this. Not this. So I'm like you, Marv. I do want to see Kawhi continue his career, but they saying until this is final, until this has been litigated, and the judge has made a ruling, and that breaking news pop up on the bottom of our phones or whatever, this is crazy. Because when it first came out, I didn't know how to. This was real similar to. I mean, who was we talking about the one time? Steve, when we talking about Paul George or something crazy happened with him, and they didn't really tell us what happened. They just said something happened with Paul George.
When he got suspended this past season, they wouldn't tell us.
Yeah, they really want to touch. They gave us some crazy little. It's like somebody give me, like, you got a letter in the mail, and you say, "Do I owe y'all money or not?" And you owe, all right, don't send me nothing. I don't want no. This is not a bill letter. Don't even send it to me. If I owe you no money, don't send me anything. I wasn't gonna send it to you anyway, but don't send it to me. But it's like when it comes to this Kawhi situation, it is weird, and I just want to see how this thing ends up. I don't think Kawhi's going to jail because he got to. That's not happening to him. But I can't speak for the people involved. But I will be watching. It's great.
And as far as watching things, we definitely going to be watching what's the latest news going on with Bryce Harper that has nothing to do with what's going on the baseball field. Not what happened in the All-Star game last night. So apparently, from what reports were going on, is that there was a bettor who has a problem, right? And he was down to the tune of $1.5 million. And FanDuel decided it was a good idea to pay Cameo to have Bryce Harper do a little video for him. Now, all of a sudden, all this stuff is coming on Bryce Harper and all that. After that video, that said bettor done lost another $1 million and is currently in the process of suing them. So Bryce is named in the suit. So obviously he had a comment came out and basically said, in response to an article of the Philadelphia Inquirer, I wanted to state the following facts. I joined Cameo to engage fans through paid personal videos. What happened here went beyond anything that I knew about or approved. In November of 2024, somebody identified themselves as Britain, submitted an order through Cameo, personal holiday video for Terry. Cameo had a separate category for business video requests. At the time, I did not know this video would be used for commercial purposes. The request included a short script I read, and it in good faith, FanDuel then put its own logo on the video, used it as a gambling promotion. Did not know FanDuel would do this, did not consent to it, and FanDuel had no right to do it. Had I known FanDuel's true intent, I would not have made the video. The same had been true had I known anything about Terry or his situation, any alleged partnership between Cameo and or FanDuel. To the contrary, Inquirer suggested that I did not know the Cameo video would be used for FanDuel VIP promotion. I have no affiliation with FanDuel whatsoever. Counsel has directed me to not comment on this any further at this time. So my question to you is it fair that their people are dragging Bryce into this? Shouldn't it be more on FanDuel and the fan taking personal responsibility, sitting there saying, I can't do this. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose my kids. I'm going to lose my family. I'm going to lose my job, etc. Why is it Bryce Harper's taking the brunt of this?
But this is my question. Maybe I misunderstood. Why is the fan blaming someone else for losing a bet that he placed? I don't get that. Is that the whole question?
Apparently, this person has a problem. He has lost to the tune of nearly $3 million in bets, mainly on the Philadelphia Phillies. So apparently, he had let them know that he was in trouble. They turned to Bryce and sent him a personal video from Bryce. Then he turns around and blows another $1 million in bets.
Okay, so they enticed him with the video from Bryce.
Yeah. So like they're using him like a fish on a hook. Like, oh, come on, let's just bet some more.
Yeah, I got you. No, for Bryce, I hate it for him. He basically, it sounds like he got duped into an ad, into a marketing scheme that he wasn't anticipating or didn't agree to. And that's an issue for FanDuel if they did that. I mean, this is an elite level athlete who gets paid millions of dollars for endorsements. You can't dupe him or trick him into doing a marketing ad at all. So that's nuts. That's going to be an issue for FanDuel. And in regards to the dude, Nobody put a gun in your head. I don't care if Bryce Harper did a video saying your name. I don't care if Kim Kardashian sent you a video. I don't. That what they got to do with you hitting send with the money? What they got to do with you saying, yeah, let me go ahead and
personal accountability, man. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? That's wild, man. It's only in America, man. Only in America, where when people do stuff like this and then claim to be the victim. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know, man. I saw the story. I saw the headlines of the story. I just now have an understanding as to what why Bryce is upset, and I get it. If I was him, I get it completely, man.
If I'm him, I'm shutting my Cameo down and like, listen, you have to go through my agent, and this has to be completely vetted. Like there has 100%. To be something done.
That's the thing. Bryce Harper could be accused of a lot of things, but like you gentlemen just said, it's like, so let me get this straight. You saw a Cameo. Oh man, I want to bet. And you lost. No, that's how betting works. You either you bet, you either want to lose. You don't get to play. Well, my family. You didn't know that before you bet. And you talking about $3 million. Here's the thing, right? Invest your money then. I mean, you want to get rich quick scheme. Invest your money into something, and make your money back that way. Because you're trying to shame a pro athlete because it didn't. Man, stop that. Like really. And number one, I don't like the fact that Bryce Harper even got to address this kind of nonsense because it hurts his image. Because you got people that already say, "Oh yeah, Bryce Harper, he didn't do anything." This man, I thought that when it comes to betting, you got like hunches or something that somebody else don't know. I know ain't no such thing as a sure thing when it comes to betting. You lost your money. That's why people don't bet. I mean, why don't you bet? Because I don't want to lose my money. Period. And I know that Vegas and the casino always wins, and they pumping oxygen in the casino out there on whatever they're doing. But no, Bryce Harper, man. I mean, unfortunately for him, he's a superstar and he has to address it. Think about that. Something that I had nothing to do with like that. I got to address it because of who I am and what I represent, sir. After the pity party stops, go do it. Most people go get you a GoFundMe. You go probably bet that too. Bryce and 10 o'clock. Exactly, man. I'm not. Look.
If I'm pointing the finger anywhere, it's first at the bettor. But the only thing, if I'm gonna judge looking at this, the only thing I'm awarding him is after y'all try to pull him in with the Cameo. After that point, maybe. Because the guy has a problem. He already told you he lost $1.5 million, and he lost another $1 million.
That's why you see them they always put those ads in there. If you have a gambling problem, call this number.
Yeah,
they entice you with the commercial, but then
that makes you not liable for people who that have problems.
This is them absolutely creating a situation to entice somebody illegally because they didn't have Bryce's permission. And trying to take advantage
right now. Let's we like to cancel a lot of. Let's cancel Fan Duel because this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. This is literally knowing somebody's just doesn't have the wherewithal to sit there and say no. And sometimes they probably should have just cut him off and banned him at this point. Like, we're gonna do you a favor. You're banned from all the Fan Duel. It seems like a harsh thing to do, but you got to do it for that person's betterment. If he goes somewhere else and then does betting elsewhere, that's on him at that point in time. It's not on you. Now you're gonna have to take personal accountability for it because you went and paid. Did a VIP package to have a video sent to him from one of his favorite baseball players. Of course, this person's going to go nuts and they're going to send you more money. Oh, man. But I don't think Bryce should be catching strays for this one. There's a lot of things you can blame people for, but this is something I don't think that Bryce should have been attached to. It's unfair. And yes, he does have to address it, and I'm glad he did make some type of statement. Then there's still going to be people who's like, oh, they're hiding something. They're lying about this. They're lying. Listen, I know we like to tear things down here, but I think this is one of the ones where Bryce shouldn't have been attached to this. This is solely on the better slash the better site, in my opinion. We may not have all the information currently either, but this is what we're going on from what we've seen from articles written, people talked about, etc. So I'm just gonna sit there and say I don't think the criticism is fair.
No, if somebody accused me of something, I don't got to say it. Well, you got to prove it. Prove that I did what you said I did. I don't got to sit here I ain't got to tell you nothing. They said I did this. Prove it. I'm keeping you the husband.
It's like taking somebody you know has an alcohol problem and put them in a bar and start partying.
If somebody
they can only drink water so long before they gonna crack.
If a fully grown man who has maybe a family, bills, somebody sent you a video and that video enticed you. Were you betting before this video? Yes. So don't give me that because of this. I got a hunch. I really wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, man, I wish, Marv, you currently in the NFL, and somebody said, based off of infomercial, somebody said, I saw Marvin Powell, and I did, I lost my money. I think Marvin Powell, click. You think I should what? Pay you your money back? Because that's kind of what this sounds like. Hey, he kind of tricked me. Don't you think he owed me some money? What the hell you mean, owe you? What? No.
I just saying,
like Bryce Harper?
Some Phillies players have been involved in some weird lawsuits this offseason. Alec Bohm suing his parents. Bryce Harper getting involved in a suit with Fan Duel that he has no connection with whatsoever. It's been a weird year.
It's once again, like I said, there are certain things that come across certain people's desks. You be like, is this serious, man? Yeah, man. The guy, he said he's bad, he lost, and now he think what? So if somebody watch a commercial with me on it, hey man, I'm gonna bet on the Phillies. And we lose, man, that's great. Look, hey man, stop that, man. And I like for real, like this might not be for you, for real, because I thought they're losing $1,000. It was $3 billion.
He lost 1.5, and then at the 1.5 markers when they sent him the video, right? And then he lost another $1 million after that. So he lost at least $2.5 to $3 million.
If you betting $1 million at a time, then you got good problems. You know what I'm saying? And you must got it. So I mean, what are we talking about? Like $1 million?
Facts. I mean, I'm just saying,
if he's like regular old Joe, like where you got $3 million laying around that you can lose?
I thought that's what betting was. Like, this is money I can afford to lose. I thought that's what you did in betting, right? Like, I can afford to. Now, sometimes you're going to gamble a little bit, but you like, yeah, bro, I mean, lost 1.5. Let me go back at it again. 1.5, you didn't learn from that? No.
Man, the only people that can do that is like people like Dana White and Rupert Murdoch. He's just like, I lost $3 million tonight. It's all right.
Hey, man, like I said, hey, I'm just saying, people got that. The economy might not be good, but certain people, it ain't bothering them at all. Like, yeah, man, I'm good.
Well, going from the crappy side of baseball, let's go to the fun side of baseball, right? Major League Baseball draft came by, and nepotism was the king of the night. Jim Tome's son was drafted. Barry Bonds had a son that was drafted. CC Sabathia had a son that was drafted. Andy Pettitte had a son that was drafted. Otis Nixon had a son that was drafted. I mean, you had at least 6 former either All-Stars or Hall of Fame level players had family members or sons drafted in this year's draft. I thought nepotism was getting buried in football. Baseball's like, wait, hold on a second.
Hey man, they want some of that bloodline. If some of these guys that we ain't never met, hey, I mean, I'm just saying, Barry Bonds, CC Sabathia, I think his kid went to Vanderbilt, Jim Thome. You know what? Good for them though, because Marv, I'm gonna keep saying this. To follow in your father's footsteps, the same sport, I do not know what that's like. I'm pretty sure it's either really, really good or really, really bad. It's probably in between, depending on you. And you went to SC. I get these. I mean, but when you think about it, right? Let's be honest. If your dad is your hero, which most of us, our dads are, what else are you gonna do? What is Tome's son gonna do? Construction? Yeah, man. Yeah, construction. I mean, what is Tiger Woods?
If you do it in the right city, if you do it in the right city, you could do something like that.
The luckiest young man to never have been born is Barack Obama Jr. Because what is he gonna do? Like, seriously, like, what can he do? Hey, man, what you do? Oh, I'm the president. I'm the president of this company. That's all? I mean, Yeah, like I mean, everybody ain't gonna be so.
But,
I ain't mad at it.
You got Bond's son going to San Francisco though, so
hey, look, Jerry. Listen, Jerry Rice's son play football, play receiver, like his dad did. You know, Chris Carter's son played wide receiver. Marvin Harrison Jr. So, hey, I can respect it. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald's son go to Notre Dame. Jerome Bettis' son go to Notre Dame. Plexico Burr's son go to Notre Dame. All of them they are currently there right now as we speak. What else are they going to do? I mean, it's not that you can't do something else, but you're going to get sick
what
of
everyone's expecting you to do as it is anyways.
You Larry Fitzgerald's son? Yeah. What you doing here? And I want to be an engineer. You can't catch that thing like your daddy? I mean, you know, I mean, everybody ain't going to do. My son plays quarterback. And I hope he gets a scholarship and things of that nature. I mean, but me and my son got the same name, you know? I ain't like Cam Newton, though. Cam Newton didn't name his son Cam because he said he didn't want his son, Marv, having that pressure. So they asked him, what you name your son? He said, Chosen.
It's not, man,
So
it's not pressure, it's pride and opportunity. Look, if your daddy's a plumber, then you can probably be a plumber. If your daddy's a mechanic, then you're probably gonna be a mechanic. And it's no different in athletics. I mean, people look at sports like it's a whole other different situation. It's not. It's a job. It's an occupation. It's an industry. You know what I'm saying? And if your dad knows the tricks of the trade and how to be a great mechanic, how to be a great plumber, how to be a great landscaper, how to be a great accountant, and you see your dad doing this and this is what your dad does, you're going to learn some stuff. Your dad going to tell you some stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is, and I think in some ways the young man definitely has an advantage because you have somebody who's done it at a high level that can give you the inside, the inside tricks of the trade. And really what it comes down to is hard work and discipline, commitment. You know what I mean? Like if your daddy played in the league, then you're probably going to have some good DNA, some good genes. You know what I'm saying? What you going to do with it? Apply some discipline, some work ethic, some workouts, some ladder drills, some cone drills. These are things, this is an advantage situation for a young person. So, yeah, I see it. I love it. I can tell you right now, the biggest issue, the biggest struggle these young players are going to have is trying to carve out a name where they're remembered when their father is a bigger name. You know what I'm saying? Like you say Marvin Powell for the Saints, people be like, who? You say Marvin Powell for the Jets, it's a different conversation if you 45 or older. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is, man. Just trying to, do well enough to grow out of that name, your dad's name, if you have that same name, even with the last name, though. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. So, no, man, I love it. I root for legacy kids. I root for them because I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what they're dealing with. I think it's a good thing, man. I do. It's a good thing, and it's a testament to these men having impact in their sons' lives to where their sons want to follow in the footsteps. The sons want to be a part of the same profession and industry. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing, man. It's for sports fans who if you are a fan of CC or you are a fan of whoever the players that we were talking about,
Troupe, Sebastian,
then it's cool. It's a cool thing that you see their sons coming up in that, man. So
I think it's cool. One is that you got three of them going to the same teams that their dads played for. So that's like that's rare.
But you know what? That's the statement of the day. I said, Marv said, it's not pressure, it's pride and opportunity. Like it's a good thing. It's like you said too. And I never look at it like that when you see, you look at Chris Collinsworth's son. He's in the media now. You look at Chris Sims. He's in media like his dad, Phil Sims. So it's sometimes there's no greater legacy than your kid wanting to do exactly what you did. Not kind of what you did. I want to do exactly what you did. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. got to play on the same field one time, and they hit a ball in the outfield. The Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. ran all the way over there and caught that thing. It's like, and Ken Griffey Jr. would never play for the Yankees, so I got to respect that. I got to respect Ken Griffey because I know they wanted you. But he was like, no, not doing that. But yeah, I never looked at it like that when your kid is saying, hey man, Pops, I want to be just like you. What do you mean? I want to be just like you. I want to do exactly. And, so when you see the fact that Deion, Shador highest paid in in jersey sales. His dad say, boy, ain't no such thing as bad publicity, man. You gonna make your money. You a son. So yeah, I respect it, but headed Sabathia, man, Bonds, Otis Nixon was the first player I ever seen rob somebody of a home run. Way back in the day, they played that thing on Turner, you know what I'm saying, on Turner Classic. I mean, they played that thing probably like 2 years in a row. Love Otis Nixon, man. Shout out to them old Braves, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to them old Braves.
yeah. You also had Tim Samuelson was drafted by the Angels. Landon Tomei by the White Sox. Obviously, Tomei played for the White Sox, Indians, and the Phillies. But I mean, they are going to have their chance to carve out their own niche. Hopefully, they don't succumb to the outward pressure or their own pressure that they're going to put on themselves to be great. So, but that being said, did you guys happen to catch the home run derby last night?
Yes.
Okay, so that's fine, Marvin. That's all right. Now, Ben, was that what you expected? Because a lot of people were poo-pooing the changes. They did not want the changes that they were going back to.
No, at first I ain't gonna lie. When I saw, you get a certain number of swings and all that kind of stuff, I ain't really like that. But, Mr. Schwarber, I felt. I mean, once again, my Braves fans, let me calm down. Y'all, I'm rooting for Schwarber in the Derby. I'm not rooting for a Philly. I'm just rooting for him. But Mr. Jordan, man, Mr. Parker, come on. I will say this, right?
Did you see what the stats breakdown was, like who the favorites were going into that? Did you see where he was at?
Yeah.
He was at 8% to win it.
And look, I think he's the what? He's probably the youngest in the field.
And he's now the only Cardinal to ever win the home run derby. This is what I appreciate about it. I want the home run derby every year to be suspenseful like that. Schwarber, you knew. How do you hit 11 in the last round and then just
that's
watch?
Crazy. I mean, I will say this. What's the guy that almost got hit by a pitch? What was his name?
Was it Wilson Contreras?
Contreras almost get hit by a pitch. He almost get hit by. The one thing I will say about the home run derby when you talk about all-star, the mystique of it.
Yeah.
The home run derby just gets it right. They just do. From the players to the way they support each other. The cameraman putting his face, putting the camera on Schwarber, putting the camera on Bryce Harper, putting the camera on the fans. Kyle Schwarber, he's a very, very, Kyle Schwarber's like a Tim Tebow that play baseball. It's hard to not like him. It is. The way he plays, how humble he is. Everybody kept saying, you got to that last swing, and Schwarber just started losing his mind. And I'm like, well, I would have loved him to go to extra inning, go to overtime or whatever. And then Jordan was just like, look, man, his swing is so big. He got 6'6". Big dude standing there. He got a nice little effortless swing. I like it when a baseball player goes to their knees when they swing. And they swinging hard. Hey, man, I'm trying to. And for a guy like Jordan Parker, he knows this. I'm not a face of baseball. This is how. He has very much that Pete Alonso. Hey, man, people are going to know me by this. Like, the chain is nice, bro. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, that chain
I liked it.
That chain was dope.
I will say this, though. If you ever, to me, the home run derby is how you introduce young people to baseball. That's how you introduce them to it. Because it's pure, it's beautiful to watch. And the camaraderie out there with those players, that's the one time you could put, rivalries to the side. You could kind of let your hair down a little bit. And it was, Schwarber, man. Schwarber is like a little, he got power. That thing be coming off. And for Schwarber, right, that's when he hated being himself. They got the camera like right here on his face the whole time. And
I think destroyed one of the cameras. Did you see that?
Huh?
He nuked one of them. He nuked one of the cameras. They had like one of the cameras like right there, right by the pitcher's man. He destroyed it.
and I really, really enjoy the home run derby. The back. God, it's like that. Philly's ballpark, and Schwarber almost bringing it home, which him and Bryce both being in it. Bryce going out in the first round. I like when guys are fully invested, in this home run derby and for the fans. It was fun, man. It was fun to watch, and it was just for one night in July for Jordan Parker. He like, look, man, this may never happen. This might be the highlight of my baseball career. Depending on, I'm not Adam
Like I
Wayne.
said, I thought it was cool. He was the first Cardinal to win it too. Yeah,
I did catch a glimpse of that Philly. One of the greatest Philly of all time. I saw Ryan Howard. I got to meet him in Tampa. At the Gucci store back when I was spending a couple of dollars on Gucci, and he just happened to be in there, and I got to act like I don't know who he is, and he was in there with a very, very beautiful young lady, and he thinking I'm looking at her. I'm saying, man, you Ryan Howard, right? I'm like, I ain't got time. You Ryan Howard, right? He was like, yeah. I know who he is, but I'm trying to be respectful, and I kind of let him go in front of me, Marv. I said, let me let you go in front of me. When he got all them zeros, that'll be 20. I'm like, no. We ain't spending money like that. I'm just getting a pair of shoes. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to give me some loafers. And I wanted to, and I want the ones for 200. I don't want the ones for 500. I'm just going to an event. I'm trying to. But no, man, I saw Ryan Howard in the stands. If you are a kid and your father is a big leaguer and you get to go to the home run derby, you got to say to yourself, I think
that's where they get it right. If you look at it like the whole part of the out of bounds infield is nothing but loaded with couches and players and their family and their kids. I think that's where they absolutely get that right.
I mean with Steven, I don't know how it goes, but as far as credentials, they let Steven Rychel up in there.
I didn't get my credentials. I wish.
Well, that's coming. And listen, when those type of things, because here's my thing. The reason why people don't give me credentials right there, I'm gonna tell you why. But they'll say, "Hey, Ben, the players don't really want cameras in their faces." Well, they shouldn't have come. The hell you mean? They don't want. What the thing they here for? What is he gonna do? Say no? Push my camera away. But I'm going. That's Bryce Harper right there. What? Who wants something right there? What? They go. You know what I'm saying? Like to me. Ken Griffey Jr. is in the stands watching. I'm sitting next to Ken Griffey Jr. right now. Like it ain't Ken Griffey, right? I love it, man. I just think that I give a lot of credit to the big leaguers, man. They handled it the right way. Philly, y'all had a beautiful night. If Schwarber would have won,
the cops was like, but I still think that's how you want a home run derby to end. Yeah, it sucks the hometown guy lost, but to watch what Jordan did, it was down to his last swing, gets 3 more home runs, wins the derby. Like, dude, you can't you can't script that type of stuff. Apparently, it
was MLB, and I don't know what that's gonna have anything to do with the CBA that's coming up. But they're gonna have to. You forget how beautiful the home run derby is. Like you forget about it real fast when you start talking about the season. Man, it was great last night, man. I mean, if you are a Phillies fan, you saying, what do we got to do? Jesus, like Schwarber gave you all he can handle because I know he was getting winded at the end, but Schwarber is that dude is a power hitter. Yeah. It's beautiful to watch him play, and like I say, for Jordan. I mean, Georgia kid, I think he's from Stone Mountain. Happy for him. Jordan was like, I better make the most of this. Why? Because I might just have to, but if you win the derby, do you have to come back the next year to defend your crown? Do you have to do that?
No, you don't have. They basically base it off of who has the top 4 home runs in each American League, National League is typically who gets in. Because I thought it was weird that we didn't have like they had the kid Rice there from the Yankees. I thought it would have been better to have Judge there. I thought Yordan Alvarez would have been another great one for the American League. He's one of the guys who normally rips the cover off the ball. I thought that and or having Mike Trout in there would have been almost a perfect way to have the home run derby. You don't always get what you want, but watching him do what he did, being the first Cardinal, how he did it, I think it's like you said. We don't know where the rest of his career goes, but that's going to be a day he'll never forget. His mom was in the crowd, his dad was in the crowd, his wife was in the crowd.
His dad.
They all had custom jerseys on. It was pretty cool.
His dad was talking to the Philly fans giving it to him. So he's talking to the fan. The Philly fans gonna talk to you, bro. I ain't gonna be we gonna be polite. We gonna holler at you a little bit. But I didn't, like I said, when they first came out with the format, didn't think I would like it. But it's almost like these players, they're the best players in the world, man. We can adjust. And the players like, look, I don't want unlimited swings. I get tired, bro. Like, I don't want the 3 hours. I want to give me so many swings to get so many. But it was dope, man. I liked it. I love the fact that I saw Bryce say at one point, you could read his lips saying it's over. When he saw how many Schwarber was
I think it was after Schwarber hit his 7th or 8th or something like that, he was saying it was over, and he gets walked down, man. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
When I'm seeing I said somewhere Steven is going, come on, man. Like, bro, like, Schwarber is just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the fact that, not saying that he just got Schwarber as the man, but he's getting so much positive attention. The player he is, the person he is.
No, you want to know the funny part? This is the second time that Kyle Schwarber has been the runner-up and had somebody going in the final round, like their last handful out swings, etc., to just go and walk him out. He had 6 home runs with 6 swings to go, right? And then he just goes on an unbelievable, like I said, that's how you want a home run derby to end. So I know we talked a lot on it. I want to kind of move on. I know Marvin didn't really catch it, but I do want to get to a couple little football stuff that I want to talk about. We rip apart lists on here all the time. I want someone to explain this one to me. I want you guys to try to straighten this out for me. Last year, Lamar Jackson was the number 2 overall person out of 100 in the NFL. Do you know they had him at 69 this season? How do you drop over 50 spots in 1 year? I'm not saying that he didn't blow the doors off the league last year. I'm not sitting there saying that. It's the same thing I say about the hate that Jalen Hurts gets all the time. I just think it's the mobile quarterback that they love to tear him apart, especially when they ain't white guys. But someone explain it. Lamar Jackson's the 69th best player in the NFL after being the 2nd best player in the NFL last season. Explain that to me.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I don't get that either. I just saw another list where he was listed as the number 5 quarterback in the league, which I'm okay with. I think that's a little bit low, but 69 for a guy who within the last 5 years has collected 2 MVPs and could have had a third that they gave to Josh Allen. That's tough. Now, new offensive coordinator. I don't know how much that impacts anything. New head coach. I don't know if they're worried about how he'll be used and what he'll do in the offense. I think Lamar Jackson is just going to be Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to go out there and beat you from the pocket. I think he's going to scramble, beat you with that. I think he's going to, I think he's going to stretch it out, extend plays, and just do what he's been doing since he was in Deerfield Beach in high school. I don't know. I don't know what metrics they're looking at.
With that, regardless of any regression, anything that could or possibly go right or wrong this season, he is without a doubt a top 20 player in this league.
100%. It's again, the guy has 2 MVPs that he's won in the last 5 years. Okay, what is he even 30? You know what I mean? 30. That's what I'm saying. So that don't make any sense. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he's had some injuries, but he's not. I wouldn't say he's injury prone at all. Man, look, football. I think this is just something that people put out just so we can go crazy, man. I don't think people put this out being serious. Honestly, I think people are like, hey, let me mess with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And they put that kind of stuff out there, man. Because because I'm on here, we always wind up talking about Jalen. We say it all the time. When we see BS, we call BS. Okay. This is BS.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Steve, let me just say this to you: Jalen and Lamar are not the same.
No, they're not in the same
Not the
category.
same.
Lamar,
They're not the same.
Jalen wishes he had Lamar's running game, and I say that with all respect because obviously Jalen has a good running game. But if he had the speed Lamar had, Jalen probably would have won every Super Bowl the last 3 years.
Steve, you stop lying. Steve, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, here we go.
No, I don't. You know, so I don't. We've had such a good show. We're close to the end. I don't want to.
No. I want to get mine out so y'all can go back and forth.
Go ahead, Ben.
I disagree with it. I agree with you, Marv, with this. There aren't 68 people on the planet better at football than Lamar Jackson. Like we need to stop this. I'm serious. Like. You know what this really started with? Jeffrey Simmons. Yes, he played for my Titans. Yes, I am biased. He was the number 1 defensive tackle in the NFL. He was at like 80-something. The number 1 DT is at 80-something. He's not in the top 10, top 15. How can I be the best at my position and it's only 22 of them? Right? And I'm in the 80. Lamar Jackson, I will never understand. Lamar Jackson is so good at football, he pisses people off. It has to, right? Lamar Jackson has been a first-team All-Pro, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And 2 of the 3, he was first team. He was MVP. The 3rd time, Josh Allen, Mr. Wonderful. Everybody loves him. He won the MVP. Who won the MVP last year? Matthew Stafford. What was he? First-team All-Pro. That's a trend. When Matt Ryan won the MVP, what was he? First-team All-Pro. What's going on? So you mean to tell me a second-team All-Pro? I wasn't even the best quarterback that year, and I was the best player that year? Okay. Cool. But I'm going to tell you what people need to know. Lamar Jackson, he's a humble dude, but you can hear that. 69.
I don't even know why they do that, right? They do that to Lamar. But Joe Burrow's missed a playoff each of the last 3 years, and he's still like a perennial top 3 quarterback. Someone explain that one to me.
I mean, once again, this is the Caitlin Clark thing. All over again. We have decided who's who and who isn't, and we don't want to get off. Lamar Jackson was 32nd pick in that draft. He was the last pick of the first round, last time I checked, and he's outplayed most, if not all, of the players that got drafted before him. How many first-team All-Pros are Baker Mayfield? Oh, that's right. How many first-team All-Pros Justin Herbert got? How many first-team All-Pros Joe Burrow got? None. They don't have any? So, how many MVPs they got? None. And so, when we get to talking about what Lamar Jackson is, people cannot get. And people say, "Well, I didn't think he was going to be that good in college. I mean, in the NFL." Did you see him at Louisville? Did you see that? I'm just saying. I just saw a top 50 college players of all time. I just saw the list. Tim Tebow is number 7. See, I don't respect lists like that. He don't got to be number 1. He ain't number 7. Number 7?
You think that's too low?
Yeah, that's too low. You want me to give you context real quick, Marv?
Oh man, here we go.
No, hold on.
We're about to start another debate within another debate.
Marv, you're going to appreciate this. In the history of the SEC, who has the most rushing touchdowns? In the history, as long as it's been around, who has the most?
I don't know.
Tim Tebow.
I was about to say, if he's saying
you know what I mean?
Hold on, you mean for a quarterback?
I mean, in SEC history.
He has more than Bo, more than Herschel.
He got more than Bo. He got more than Herschel. Yes. See? And you see how Marv say, wait a minute, let's go to the stat. More than Bo. More than Herschel. Bo won the Heisman. Herschel won the Heisman. Tim Tebow has 57 of them things. And all I'm saying is, Marv, we discussed this. Sometimes people just don't like you. Bill Belichick, he's in the Hall of Fame, right? That's right. He didn't get in. Why? So I'm not surprised. Lamar Jackson go, that's why I ball on the field. That's why y'all can't say nothing to me. I got two MVPs. Eli Manning is only going to get consideration for the Hall of Fame because of a team distinction, that being Super Duper Bowls. Yes, he was two-time Super Bowl MVP, right? Lamar Jackson, I've been considered the best player on the planet 2 years and I've been considered the best quarterback in football 3 times. Who else got resumes like that? You know who's never won an MVP? I'm going to blow y'all mind. You know who's never won an MVP their whole career? Drew Brees. He's never won an MVP. Never. Yeah. And LeBron
did Drew
the same era as Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, and that's why. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
I'm not taking nothing away. I'm not taking nothing away. What I'm saying is, when you ask me how many touchdowns, I said Tim Tebow, you said more than Bo and more than Herschel. You went like this. Oh, you sat back and you like,
yeah.
But you going,
like my argument's over.
Marvin was like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know he did. That's all I'm saying is, and on that top 50 list, they didn't have Randy Moss in the top 50 players of all time. Randy Moss in 1 year, he had 26 touchdowns received. He had 26 of them things at Marshall. I don't want to hear it. You know who else was in the top 50? Barry Sanders. Man, I don't want to talk. Man, I don't like this. Man, Marvin, listen to me. Listen. People be talking about the greatest running back to ever come through college in 1 year. That's Barry, baby. In 1 season. Go back to Oklahoma State. Barry Switzer said when they played Oklahoma State, hey, man, make sure Thurman Thomas don't get hurt because that backup better than him. Who was his backup? Barry Sanders. Marv, listen, I know you know Tim Tebow did all that, baby. He won 2 national championships. He won the Heisman. He got 57 of them things. I mean, Marv, how many touchdowns he got? 57. How many players in the SEC?
Who was number 1 on the list? Who was number 1? Reggie Bush? Who was number 1 on the list?
Where? Number 1? Jim Brown. Jim Brown was number 1.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is, if people ask me who's the greatest running back I've ever seen with my 2 eyes, that's Reggie Bush. That I've seen, I ain't never seen like Reggie. Reggie Bush, I'm older than Reggie Bush. I'm like this. And I've seen them. I've seen Ricky Williams. I've seen some guys. Reggie Bush, I said that's the best college at that point. That's the best college football player I'd ever seen. And that's not taking nothing away from Vince Young. Reggie Bush was a cheat code. And all I'm saying is,
yeah, absolutely.
And all I'm saying is, when you get to talking about, hold on, I don't want to, hold on, because I did say Tim Tebow had most rushing touchdowns in SEC. No, in SEC history. Hold on, I don't want to rushing touchdown leaders. I don't want to say this wrong because people like, Ben, you got that wrong. He was number 2. Yeah, I think I got that wrong. Can you see that right there?
No.
Y'all see that?
What does it say? Yeah, I see it.
You see it?
Walker. Yeah.
And in the history of the SEC, only one player has ever broke 50 touchdowns rushing. That was also Tim Tebow. Number 7. Think about this. I got more touchdowns. How you gonna put Herschel over me when I got more rushing touchdowns than him? But Herschel won the national championship. I won too. Herschel won the Heisman. I did too. What the?
All right. Let me ask you guys this one. We've crowned new championships recently, and everyone's doing their own thing between the Lakers and the Hurricanes and stuff like that. What is the craziest thing you've seen the owner do with the championship trophy?
The craziest thing
would have to be what the Carolina Hurricanes owner just did. He put his kids' names on the Stanley Cup.
Hey man,
like look.
It's his trophy, really, if you're going to be honest. It's his trophy.
Yeah, but you're breaking years and years of tradition. Like, I get it. Like, don't get it. Like, look, it's his thing, right? But that's the thing about that trophy is that everyone who's won the Stanley Cup, their name is on that trophy, and that's what the allure of that whole thing is. You're going to just completely take away what is special about that trophy. I mean, the craziest thing I've seen done with it is what Tom and Gronk already did down there in Tampa Bay, freaking playing catch with the damn Super Bowl trophy in freaking Tampa Bay. That was the craziest thing I've ever personally seen.
Some owners like tried to keep the original trophy that they like had it, they tried to keep it, and people like, bro, you can't keep it in your house. I think you have the to try to do that. Here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. People might not like what the Panthers owner did, right? He's won it twice, right? They've won it twice already.
No, it's the Hurricanes, but yeah, he's won. This is not the first time they've won it. Yeah.
I will say this, right? Everybody don't respect traditions now. Everybody don't look at the same. And I know we come from an era to where, we don't bat flip. You know what I'm saying, Steven? We don't stare the pitcher down. We don't admire our home run. Well, don't let me hit that thing then. I mean, it's all about when you do it. Because think about this, Steven. You are a baseball traditionalist, but it's the Phillies, it's the NLCS, it's against the Dodgers, and Schwarber just hit the game winner in the bottom of the ninth. You want him to stare at that thing for 30 minutes. Like, just look at it. So, the owner, look, man, buy another. Hey, man, y'all can't keep this one. I engraved my family's names in it. I'm gonna get, because the World Cup trophy, it costs like $20 million.
$34 million. We talked about it. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Let me tell you something.
$34 million.
Hey, and I know we ain't got time on this show, but to the man that has something to say to Mbappe, he made it to the Final Four. I'm just saying. If they trying to make it, Argentina versus France again.
All I know is I just seen ticket prices for that, and it's $34,000 to be right on the sidelines.
I'll be watching it from my house.
That's a car payment. That's a car payment.
Man, that's. Well, look, I will say this. For somebody who was very, very ignorant about the World Cup, maybe up until like 2012, because I'm up there in Jersey, and where I lived at in Jersey, it was so many Brazilians and Colombians, and they had to shut my street down. And I'm so ignorant. I'm like, what did you shut the street down for? It's a parade? Because I don't know. Let me tell you something. My lady at the time, man, she was like, what took you so long to come back to the house, man? I can't even walk. I can't. So many people. It was women. I'm like, y'all live where I live? Where y'all be at when I'm going to work? It was Marv. It was nuts. So I'm talking about, this is no lie, for like 50 blocks. I was in Brazil. I was in Troupe. I can't speak the language, but I'm just walking down, people putting hats on my head. I'm like, hey, I can't remember how long it took me to get home. And the store I went to was 2 minutes away from the crib. So I kept telling them, they ain't have it. They was out. And in social media, like what it is now, you would have spotted me easily. But yeah, shout out to the World Cup, man. I don't know how much money it's helped boost this economy, but I done heard some of these numbers, man. It's crazy what these hotels. I mean, we talked about the parking, right, Steven? What? $500-$600 just to park? $500-$600. Listen, if you really want to show you got bread, go to the World Cup, the whole thing. You want to show you got some cheese? You at the World Cup.
Did Chad Johnson hit every game up? Not this one, the World Cup before.
Who? Man, let me tell you.
Chad Johnson. Not this World Cup. The prior one. The prior.
Man, one. I love a great sporting event. I mean, I know that the Olympics coming to LA in 2028. I will be trying to make it out there so I can just be well for the sprint events. I want to be there for like the 100, 200, 400, 4x1, stuff like that. But hey man, you got the budget for real to do the World Cup. You this ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah.
You got to eat, sleep, travel.
The nosebleeds are $8,000 for the final game. Right. The nosebleeds are $8,000
for the World Cup final on Sunday.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
I know it's not in Philly, so
hold on.
I just seen someone post up the Ticketmaster graphic. And I was looking at the numbers. I was like, holy crap. It was like I'm looking at the top of the arena, and it was like 7,988. I'm like, oh man, it's almost eight grand for the nosebleeds. I looked at the sideline, it was like 34,000. I'm like, good God, like that's a car payment.
Man, you
it's gonna be a World Cup final. Gonna be in MetLife. Gonna be in Dirty Jerry.
Oh man,
it's gonna be sick. Oh my God, it's going to be sick. And because number one, the whole world lives in New York now. The whole world lives. Now
we were talking about it this last week. We're talking, World Cup, the effect that it's had, and stuff like that. Let's talk about this past weekend with Conor McGregor, the effect he had on Las Vegas. No one can book a hotel room. Period. They broke the gate. Conor pulled in like 30 million. Obviously, not the result anyone want. I think that's probably the most disappointing, quote unquote, return to any sport that any athlete had. No one plans for anything like that. Obviously, for people that don't know, the fight lasted about 69 seconds. Conor ran across the cage, blew out his knee, trying to throw a jumping high kick. And he says he's going to return after he tries to rehab it. He just turned 38 years old. 5 years removed from a broken leg. Then you just blow out your knee. Man, if he comes back, I was surprised he came back this time, but being the fact that it was 5 years, I thought that maybe we obviously he wasn't going to be the same guy. Let's be clear about that. But this is a whole nother setback, and I don't know. He still has another fight under contract with the UFC. I do believe when his knees healed that he's going to take that regardless of what happens with it. But I also think that he's trying to do bare knuckle, but he's also going to try to go after that money that Jake Paul's throwing around. I guarantee that's on his list. So it's unfortunate, but the fact that you couldn't get a hotel room anywhere in Las Vegas, the fact that they broke the live gate record for T-Mobile Arena, the fact that in 69 seconds worth of work that man got paid $30 million that's cause and effect. That's
he a cash cow, man. Him and Ronda Rousey, Dana White. There's three people that he need. Dana White, he loves Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor, John Bone Jones, maybe even Rampage Jackson and those guys. But it was unfortunate. But I will say this: when he comes back, his knee is going to be open, which goes back to what we said earlier about LeBron James. 41 years young, still doing it, still running. Conor, I get it. I would never know what it's like to be in a position like his, but sometimes your body's saying we can't. Momentum can only do so much. Energy and enthusiasm.
Well, let's be honest, he's lost the luck of the Irish.
Yeah, it was unfortunate what happened to him, and Conor McGregor knows his body isn't allowed to shut down like mere mortals, like any other regular person. But I think he's going to try to do something again. But hey, man, we'll see. But yeah, that was hard to watch. The build up to the main event at the end like that, man, that was pretty good.
I'll say one thing: Patty Pimlet's the next superstar.
All right. I know Dana White doesn't do. I know the bare knuckle. It's going to be the next big thing. Hey, and I know this is off topic, but Shannon Sharp, man, stop coming at people like Shakur Stevenson, man. You too old to be trying to tell that young man you're gonna fight. Come on, man.
Who you say that to? Oh, Shakur.
So Shakur Stevenson was on Nightcap or whatever, and him and Shannon Sharp was basically saying his fights are boring, right? He don't like the way he can appreciate him as a fighter, but he don't like his fighting style. And Shakur called Shannon ignorant, right? And Shannon, he was saying you ignorant when it comes to boxing. And Shannon, Shannon like, hey man, I don't really, he said, do you say that about anybody else? And then Shakur probably said, look, man, I'll whoop you, bro.
How big is Shakur? How much is Shakur weigh? How much is he weigh?
About 130, 140 pounds. I think it's like 154. Here's the thing, right, Bob. Shannon, he's like, boy, you too light, man. Like, listen, you too light. All right, like I obviously ain't got your skill set, but I don't know. It just got real funny, man. Shakur Stevenson is like, I think he's an incredible boxer, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what he just did to TOP, I mean, but boxers, they don't like criticism depending on who it comes from. I'm like, look, man, if you got a born fighter, because he's a defensive fighter. He's really, really good with his defense.
Yeah.
He's really a hit and don't get hit. And he like what Shannon said. So, and I would have told Shakur, you only making Shannon more relevant. Because when you go on with Max Kellerman, you ain't telling Max Kellerman you're going to fight him, beat him up. And Shannon ain't no small dude, bro. Like, don't let the camera fool you, bro. You are 5'10", 140. Shannon's what, 6'1", 6'2", 250. And that's grown man strength. Grab him if you want to. But yeah, he did.
All right, as we're at the 2-hour mark, let's put a bow on this episode. Final thoughts, Marvin. Final thoughts, Ben.
Man, we got I think 24 days until the first NFL preseason game. Very excited about that. We got like 46 days until the start of college football. I can't wait for that. I'm thankful for the World Cup to kind of be a filler for me. This is the hardest time of the year. As y'all know, I mean, I respect baseball. I like baseball, but I don't love baseball. I didn't even know the Derby was last night. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? So, but I saw they had a winner. I saw that late. But nah, man, listen, I'm doing this. Happy to see you guys, man. I know I missed some time with the situation. And, man, just happy to be doing this. And catch me on social media, Marvin Powell III, Marvin on the mic. Catch me with USCJ a couple times a week talking about USC football. And catch me with the South Florida Tribune with Steve Rychel and Ben Troupe on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock.
Cereal is a soup. It's just cold. Don't argue with your mama. Argue with your mama. And look, man, it's always a pleasure being on. Listen, when I get to come on here and be with two gentlemen that I admire and respect, it's always better when you're doing stuff with people you admire and respect. And if you didn't know, Marvin Powell, Hall of Fame.
Thank you, brother.
Listen, we are not going to stop saying that, at least here on the Fan in the End, until we talk it into existence. But again, another fun episode. Episode 79 in the books. Hell, man, we're almost at 80 episodes already. Oh, look at that. Time flies, my friends. Time flies. But another fun one in the book. As Marvin said, we're within a month till we start seeing actual football again. We've almost made it through the summer, and baseball don't gotta be your favorite sport, Marvin. Just tune in every once in a while, see what's going on.
Hey, if the Dodgers or the Yankees make it to the playoffs, I'll be watching for sure.
Well, the Dodgers gonna make it.
The Dodgers gonna make it. The Yankees, that might be a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, Yankees, we got to watch them on 30 for 30s. They do playing games now. So, yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, listen, it's the fun time of the year. By this time next week, we'll be talking about what did or didn't happen at Major League Baseball's trade deadline. So, we'll be seeing what LeBron's decision are. Next week should always be fun. I mean, there was a couple things I didn't get to, but we'll get to it next week. It happens. Other than that, I'm Steve. That's Ben. That's Marvin. This was another episode of The Fan in the End. We will catch you guys on the rebounds, my friend. Peace on out.